Hello everybody and welcome back here at Gaming Boulevard. So today we went to GameForce, which is a local gaming event in Belgium. We played a lot of games, some of them were new, which we haven't got any videos of on our channel, so that's why we're making those today. So you will see some new videos popping up on our YouTube channel. So this video is all about Ubisoft's Steep, the big E3 surprise of the company this year. Steep takes us back to the era where snowboarding games were huge. Back in the days you had big names such as Snowboarding Kids, 180, SSX, Shaun White Snowboarding, Stoked, a lot of franchises all revolving around the snowboarding and skiing sports. But it seems like developers are forgetting about those today, so EA isn't making a new SSX, nor are they making a new Skate 4, so there are missed opportunities there, but that's where Ubisoft comes in. So they're not making a skating game, they're making a snowboarding slash skiing slash wingsuit game named Steep. So we played it at GameForce, and it must be said Steep is somewhere between realism and very arcade. So as you can see, the wingsuit section feels very arcadey. Do also note the physics of the game, so the Ragdoll physics of the character are just immensely hilarious. Let's see, it just rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls. It's not stopping unless you hit something, and then magically he stands up like nothing happens. So the physics aren't realistic at all. It's Ragdoll physics, which is rather fun to watch, to be honest, but of course that's not the big selling point of the game, although it is fun to do so. In this video you will see a lot of the Ragdoll physics of the character, mainly because we wanted to show you guys how the game handled the physics of the character, but also because we genuinely crashed a lot. So that's the thing about Steep. It's arcadey yet hard to master. There is some kind of realism to it. So jumping isn't that easy. You need to time your jumps, your air time correctly, and nail your landing. If you fail your landing, you will crash, and the character will, of course, in its own Ragdoll style, will fall down, and you will lose a lot of time. The thing about Steep is that you will always compete with others. So there's a ghost, not actually a ghost. There's another character always in front of you, so you have to take him out and yeah, increase your score, your personal high scores, and gain medals. So that's basically the idea of Steep, always competing against another player. The final version will support online, I think, so you can play with others. This version just had AI ghosts, but again, the game really is hard to control. So you control it with your analog stick, that's your movement. The right trigger is your jump, so if you hold it down, nothing happens. If you release it, you will jump. The left trigger will make you grab your snowboard. So the controls aren't complex at all, but nailing those stunts, nailing those jumps isn't that easy. So of course, we've played this at a convention where we didn't have that much time to master it, so we crashed really a lot. But I think when you spend a little more time with the game, you will get used to the controls and you will be able to fluently get down the mountain. I did like the open approach Ubisoft is going. So the mountain, you have a huge mountain where you can select several events, but the mountain itself is open terrain. So you will see later in this video, I just went past the finish line of the challenge and the game didn't stop me, so I could go wherever I want, and that's something I really like. So it seems like Steep has little to none boundaries. So as you can see right now, I just got past the finish line. So normally I would think that okay, the game will suggest me to go back to the menu, or it will stop, but I could go straight down to the mountain. I even encountered a village which I was trying to go for the roofs, but again, I wasn't able to do it thanks to the controls. But again, it's very great to see this amount of freedom in a snowboarding game like this. It's something a lot of gamers will appreciate, definitely because it's been ages since we've got a decent snowboarding game or snowboarding game on a console. So there really is a market for games like this. Again, this isn't the super realistic snowboard experience. We've seen others playing with characters that were dressed as snowmen. So yeah, the game doesn't take itself too seriously, and yet the controls and physics of the board, not the character when he falls down, but of the board, feel natural, they feel realistic. That being said, the game is releasing rather soon. It's releasing in this year, in December. And I couldn't shake the feeling that this product is far from finished. So there are a lot of mistakes still in there, such as this one. When you're supposed to do a jump, it's not the objective that you get stuck on a stone that's laying behind it. So this is the big mountain, which I really appreciate it. I hope there will be a lot more to do when the final game releases. But the thing that worries me most are the graphics. So there are some nice things like the flares and the lighting, but all in all, the graphics, they just, yeah, they're nothing special. So of course the mountains are all snowy, so there's a lot of white going on, but it really lacks details. So there aren't really things that I went like, oh, this is cool, or this is nice, or look at that scenery. It's all plain white and it doesn't look that good. So I hope this will be fixed in a couple of months when the game releases in stores, because fans will be willing to have a great snowboarding game. And this is one of the areas I had a lot of trouble in. So everything is white, even the trees. So there's nothing realistic about this one. There's nothing like I thought, oh yeah, I could see this in real life. So yeah, the graphics aren't that great. So I do hope Ubisoft fixes this. Another thing that's worth mentioning is that this game is obviously sponsored by GoPro and Red Bull. I mean, those brands are everywhere while playing the game. So it must be good, because Red Bull and GoPro won't be willing to give their name to a product that feels this unfinished. Our first impressions of Steep are that it has great potential. It's not a great game yet, but it has some potential. So let's hope for the best and see what Ubisoft can do with the return of snowboarding games.